Hi, my name is Courtney Flynn and I'm the creator of Empress Media Company, and I wanted to give an update on everything that I've been up to. So a few years ago I put out my vision for this company, and since then I've really been pursuing investors and looking for ways to really get it off the ground. And what I found is it can be really difficult to find money that, as I would call it, is like clean money that is not tied to anything that could be considered criminal or tied to people who, you're not exactly sure how they got the money in the first place, but they have lots of it. There is a lot of money and a lot of people in both, Silicon Valley, just like we have in Hollywood, who, like, everybody kind of wants to be a part of it. So you get good people, but you also get a lot of money that's floating around that could be more like money that's being laundered or things like that. So for me, it's been the most difficult part, has been trying to find the right people and that I feel really are in alignment with my company, that have made their money in an ethical way, that I could form a long-term business relationship with. There is a lot of money out there if you're willing to kind of just take any money to go into business with anyone. That you can definitely get things going a lot faster. You do have to be careful though, because you are going into a relationship with these people, and if that person turns out to maybe not be such a good person and you're suddenly, you have their money and you're in this long-term commitment with them, it could end badly. So I think, a lot of times with business, they don't really talk as much about making sure that it's like the right people and the right ethical people, because that can come back around to you, or could even destroy your business if it's the wrong people you get involved with. One good example is there was one company that they really invest a lot in women entrepreneurs, which is great and is exactly the type of thing I'm looking for. And I was really interested up until I saw that some of their investors were actually from countries that have really bad women's rights records. And so I was getting really concerned about going into business with them, how that would reflect on me and my company, as well as just, with something like media, it holds so much power. And so do you really trust then people who are investing that much of their own money into you and your company and into the media, to have that much power over it? Because I was getting concerned, how much sort of influence are they going to have? Are they going to be telling me we can't make certain things? Maybe certain people have to be represented a certain way. So that's a good example of some of the things I've come up against in starting to find the right money and stuff like that. So through this time I have written a number of pilots, and I've been pursuing things in other ways with kind of other people, other people's money. Meaning doing it more the traditional way of working through the industry to get things made, as opposed to just building up a company outside of it, which has been my goal. But I have at the same time been pursuing that. So I've written a number of pilots. I've written I have a feature-length script that is also finished. I also wrote 3 young adult fantasy books, which are on Amazon if anyone is interested. And I was hoping with those I can option them out at some point. So I've been pursuing everything I can do on my own. And in regards to the money part, I decided a number of months ago I would take a step back and I would really focus on fixing my own personal financial situation first before taking other people's money, because I think I also kind of jumped ahead a bit, and I was like, I don't even feel comfortable with my own money, and I'm going out and trying to get other people's money, so I think I need to start with me first. And so that's also been what I've been doing, and really working on that and getting things with that settled and in a good place and just comfortable with, I think as women, like, we're not really taught to be comfortable with money, so even with our own money, and we kind of have to learn that. So then if you're going out and trying to get other people's money, I mean, you have to be really careful, I think, once you start taking other people's money, because things can end badly for you. I mean, you could get into a lot of legal trouble if things don't work out a certain way, or you have to be careful. Like, I know there's this one startup I was reading about, and like they were saying that one of the things this company has is like a bar in the in the company. Like, there's a bar, a free bar for everyone. And I was like, I mean, the investors are investing their money, that believing that it's going to go towards creating a product. They're going to make money off of that. They're not giving you money to run an open bar for your employees. And I was like, these are the type of things that can eventually come back to. If I were an investor in that company, I would not be happy to know my money is going towards buying alcohol for the employees who should be working. So I can imagine, like, things like that. I think sometimes if you haven't gotten your own money under control, and then you're taking on other people's money, you could end up in a situation like that where that could end really badly. So some of these people, I think, have raised a lot of money really quickly, but they may have not done that personal work. So we'll see what happens with it. I mean, I think I realized also throughout this time how big of a deal it is to take other people's money and to be in that kind of relationship with them. And so I'm glad it didn't work out for me yet, because I feel like now I'm at the point where I'm able to start moving in that direction. I think at that point I wasn't ready yet, and I think it could have, could end up then in a situation like the one I was saying with the investors. Their money is going towards, vodka, which is not what they were investing in. So, I think it's good it hasn't worked out at that point. I've learned a lot, and I am looking forward to finding the correct people, and that probably does take longer anyways. But people I can really be in a business relationship with for a very, very long time, who, the money is coming from a good ethical place, and that, it will reflect positively on me and my company by being in business with them. So I think that's also just, things to consider if you're starting a business and you're, looking into working with people or stuff like that. Just be careful about who, you're going to business with. Make sure you know where their money came from, because, sometimes people have a lot of money, but it isn't from even legal activities. So, and those people can become investors, or they can, show up in Hollywood wanting to produce something, or in Silicon Valley wanting to invest in an app or things like that. So you just do your research and be careful. And yeah, so in the meantime though, if you are interested in working with me in any capacity, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. Yeah, regardless of if that's on the financial side, or you're an artist, a creative person. I always love talking to you guys, to other filmmakers, to writers, to people up and coming. One goal with Empress is to really make it easier for people to get into this industry, so that you know, I want to be more accessible towards up and coming writers and stuff like that who don't have the connections that other people have or things like that, so that we can really find the most creative people that exist out there and bring them all together and just, you know, really be in awe of what comes out of that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.